Like I said, if you have a team that's willing to do anything and everything for you, then you will not fail.
I see. And given what you said earlier about how new metallurgists are struggling to find jobs, would you advise anyone to go into it?
No.
No. That answer was
Yeah, no, that was quick.
That was so quick.
That was quick.
Okay, why?
It's 9 to life. It's 9 to life. It's 9 to life. It's 9 to life.
Nice one.
That's
Okay.
a clap.
That's a clap. So, yeah, Chris,
Yeah.
you are ready?
Mm-hmm.
You are very
Everybody
ready?
is ready.
That's right.
Seho is ready.
We are
Nice
ready,
beanie
but-
color.
Thank you, my brother.
I like it.
Thank you. You know green is my color, man. Okay, maybe you don't know.
We are
Green is my color.
killing. Oh, we are killing.
don't
We are
post-
killing.
Why are you
The
forcing the
game,
guest?
we
You
are
said you
killing
weren't gonna
the
force the guest to
game.
learn the song. Now you are out here.
The guests must learn. And the viewers must learn as well. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of 9 to Life, your career and life journey podcast where we interview the interesting people doing the things you'd like to do or the things you didn't even know you could. My name is Bonisile Mkiti,
My name is Lesejo Moera.
and with us today is Chris Mabunda. You said it's not Christopher, right?
No, it's just Chris. Yeah.
Just Chris Mabunda. Thank
There's
you
no
so
door.
much for joining us, sir.
Thank you
Just
for
a
having me.
quick one in the intro. What are you, career wise?
What
are you?
What am I?
That's
I'm a
a very
human.
way of asking it, man. What
I'm
are
a
you?
human. A human.
You're a what?
Hoping to be an alien in the future. Career
You will
wise.
meet Audrey. I think you'll get along.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guest of ours called Audrey, and
Yeah.
yeah, you guys would get along. But yeah, what are you?
Okay, so by qualification, I'm a metallurgical engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No.
Yeah.
So we will come back to that. But we like to start the podcast by understanding what shaped you. So, and those formative years,
Yeah.
we do like to start with those. Who was young Chris? What was young Chris up to? Where did young Chris live? With who? Just give us a bit of your childhood.
Okay, so I grew up with my grandmother,
Okay.
as most of us do, like, when you are very young,
Yeah.
in the villages of Rabutokwane.
Rabotokwane Kegai.
It's about 110 kilometers north of Pretoria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
okay.
after Hammanskraal side, the Rastiventer side. So, like,
Oh, yes,
literally
alright.
the northern side of Rastiventer. Always been a bookworm, I think, for as long as I can think.
Yeah.
I've hated going after cows. I'd rather sit at home and wash dishes than I can study.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from, but
Mhm.
I've always been like somebody that would just rather study and do well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can believe that. I can believe that. And I think a lot of it comes from how dedicated you are with your job, because socially, yeah. But anyways, we'll
get into
go
that.
back to that.
Okay.
And then, how was your primary school, high school?
Primary school was, if I can remember, oof, I've always been the baby. I mean, at home at the time in primary school, there was about 25 of us living with grandmother, like all the cousins, Bomalome, Bomani, everybody living in the same house.
25 people.
Yeah, because my grandmother, guys, had 11 kids. And all of those
Yo.
kids had kids, and we're all of us living in the same house.
That is intense.
But it was amazing, trust me.
Okay.
It was insanely amazing. So I've always, like, especially in primary school, I've always had siblings, cousins older than me that would obviously take care of me because, you become the baby.
Yeah.
I don't know whether part of being competitive in terms of having to get good grades started, but from as long as I can remember, even primary school, I've always been getting the certificates and, every year the awards and all that. And it was nice. I think it was nice. It was nice. High school, on the other hand, you grow up and you start to understand certain things about who you are. What is it that you want? What the family expects of you and all of that. And I remember when you get to grade 10 and you need to choose the stream, and I chose science, and you go home like, so what did you choose first day? Like, no, I chose science. No, who's going to help you with homework? None of us did science and this. Because everybody just followed the accounting or the history stream.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want to do science. But I didn't care. Well, they let me do it. But it's just, because somebody older than you took this stream, then they automatically expect you to follow that, because then when you have assignments or when you're struggling with whatever, then they can assist you. But that's why we have teachers for that. So chose science and loved it, honestly speaking.
And a family of 25.
Not really.
Well,
from my mother we are 4.
Yeah.
But growing up with grandmother.
You grew up in grandmother's house. And how do you think, what impact do you think that has had in your life? Do you like being around people now?
If I know you and I'm comfortable around you, for sure.
Yeah.
But I've always actually loved being around people. But as I grow up, I tend to become socially awkward and weird if I don't know you.
Yeah.
It's like I'm becoming very overprotective of my space to say, when you speak to me, like, what do you want? Like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Leave me the hell alone. So
another guest said that.
Yeah.
I think it was Farah.
Really?
Yes. Farah said as she gets older, she's starting to say,
oh, yes.
She likes a certain type of person.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a common theme, I see.
Look, most of it is probably comes from how we live now in South Africa. You can never really trust anyone. So,
that's so sad.
You just then have to like, hey, don't get close to me. I don't know you. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago about how in Gauteng, like the tradition or the culture of giving people lifts doesn't exist.
No.
Whereas outside of Gauteng, it's like a thing. It's like, that's how people get around.
They hike.
They hike. Yes, that's the word. Yes.
I don't care if I see a baby on your back.
I don't care. Like what time of the day it is.
Yeah.
Male or female. Old or young.
Same. I would never do it.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever. Why would you do that?
That's so sad.
That actually helps hijackers, because quite a lot of times hijackers take you. It's funny because it helps them when you stop, and it helps them when you don't. When you don't stop, when a hijacker hijacks you, then they put you in the boot of their car and they drop you off somewhere.
It means no one is
gonna stop for you to get to the police station. So a lot of people, when they hijacked, they have to walk, and while it's walking, trackers are being, everything is just they're doing whatever they want, because no one can report your car, no one's giving you a lift,
and you have no phone, you're just somewhere.
You have no phone, you're just somewhere, and it's a place you don't know.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Hey, how did we get here?
Please bring us back. No, this country has a crime problem, so we can talk about one thing and we end up talking about crime.
True.
Yeah. And then growing up, did you know any engineers?
No.
Yeah.
Never. As for metallurgy, I found out about metallurgy when I was in matric. It's not even what I wanted to study.
Okay.
Always wanted to do medicine. I've applied for medicine at UP. They give you that preliminary acceptance. Then you come and write the test. Wrote the test in November when I was doing matric. So the story is, this is the reason why I'm not a medical doctor today. So I take a bus from the village in the morning. It's nice and sunny and it's hot. And I'm in my shorts, you know, the Javaru shorts. The Yes. I'm in my shorts and I get to Pretoria, take a taxi, University of Pretoria. As I got to Hatfield, it starts getting cloudy, it starts raining. I don't have a jersey. Sharp, you get into the auditorium, then the aircon is on.
Oh.
Mind you, I started feeling cold as I got off the taxi. The aircon is on. I'm from a village. I could speak English, but you know, you are not taught how to speak in a platform where there's 300 students. There's white lecturers there, and you're given a test that is timed. Now I'm freezing right through this. Now this is a paid test. I think we paid 300 or 2 something, whatever. Now getting that 2 something was a lot of a hassle as well for the family to get it. And then I wrote that test. I failed it, obviously, because my mind, I was not there, guys. I was freezing. I couldn't tell them to switch off the aircon. There's 300 people in the room. And then I go back, they send the results and said, no, you didn't pass the test. My matric results come out. I qualify on merits based on my matric results. But they say to me, no, if you come and write this test again and you pass it, then we'll give you space. Nobody has that amount of money for me to go write again. And then they're like, you know what? The only thing we can advise you is to change courses. Just maybe go to engineering. Get there, like engineering probably can do chemical, you know. And they're like, no, chemical is full. We have metallurgy. Like metallurgy. Hey,
What's
guys,
that?
Nike but look in school. Mazikale.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how I ended up with studying metallurgy. First semester, great, got my first 0 in life ever at varsity.
Yeah. Sure.
Yo, but I passed the first semester. Recess. You come back on the second semester, I forgot everything from the first semester. And worst part, I didn't even have textbooks. So
because they're expensive now.
They're very expensive. Nobody can afford them. I mean, I was traveling from the village to university every day using a Padco bus. And that's why I respect those buses. They made who we are today.
Jeez, that is quite.
No, shout out to Padco.
Story.
I mean, you've been killing people and stuff, but
Now you're killing the game.
yeah, now you're killing the game.
Now I see where the song comes from.
Yeah, killing the game.
Wow. Okay, so when do you eventually start falling in love or appreciating metallurgy?
Metallurgy, second year.
Okay.
Yeah, second year. So second semester, then you start doing lab work while you're in class and all of that. It's still a little bit foreign, but then it becomes much more clear and all that. And every time you study a module and you go read about it, and you know, couldn't even go to YouTube. The only thing I could do was to go read textbooks in the library, obviously. And second year, and then everything becomes clear. I'm like, oh, okay, what I did in first semester, this is how, then it continues on the third semester, and this is what it means. Oh, then you're more in the lab, and then you see it, and like, okay, this is interesting. So yeah.
Sure.
Then my grandmother could not even, she still can't tell what is it that I've studied even today. No, something engineering, you go mining. That's what she says.
Wow.
Okay.
Sure. And your grandmother is still around?
Yeah, she's still around. She's 89 this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She's still around.
Yeah, because it's beautiful because you got to make her proud. Like you're that guy in the Padco bus. Now you rock up in a 7-seater 4x4. You know?
I hope I do make her proud.
Yeah.
I really hope I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So how long did it take you to study metallurgy?
Completed in record time.
Oh, wow.
Funny thing.
I was about to say, because
usually
engineering is known to be a 5 to 6 year degree.
No.
Even though they say for 4 years.
No, I mean, and I had to finish on record time because number one, I'm traveling with a bus every day. So I take a 4:30 bus to school for an 8 o'clock class. So when people sleep in the bus, I'm studying. When I go back home in a bus, I'm studying. That then works out for me because also I can't afford textbooks. That means I cannot afford to fail. I mean, we were having discopas as lunch
As lunch.
at varsity.
Jeez.
And this is in between the classes because then you attend from 8 until 5. Sometimes you don't even have that 1 hour, 30 minutes break in between. So there was no way I could fail. Like never ever. It was not an option. So I needed to finish on record time. So yeah.
Sure.
Jeez. Okay. You've made it now.
Yeah, I did. I'm still doing it.
You're still doing it. What's the first job you get now after you complete? And how long did it take you?
So you finish off the 2 years, then you needed 1 year of in-service training.
Okay.
And
this is while you were studying, right?
yeah, this
2
is
years
before you even get a diploma, yes.
And then
one
one
year in service training.
Okay.
Yeah. Finish off and then so we finish our exams in November. Then December you are home trying to apply, nobody responds.
Nice.
January, same thing. By the 3rd week of January, I went back to my high school and I told them, sorry guys, I'll volunteer to teach maths or assist with maths or science because I couldn't stand being at home.
Just chilling.
You were that cousin that went to university and now you're stuck here with
You're
us.
just chilling, yeah.
You're just chilling. Got a call from one of the mines, went for an interview, was late.
Like,
I was late. Yeah, the Padco story. I was very late.
Like Padco, we were rooting for you, no doubt.
I was very late. I was supposed to be there at 9. I think I got there at 1:30. I was very late. And luckily, they're like, oh, well, you're here, so come through.
Might as well do it, yeah.
You had the interview first week of February. By the 3rd week, there's no feedback, nothing. Like, it flopped. Last week of February, they called me like, hey, you got the job, come be an intern. Now it's the struggles of having to move out of home. You have nothing except your clothes. And nobody can say, okay, let's get a bed, let's get a bakkie there. No, nothing. Speak to one of my friends that live close by, says, no, look, I can house you for a month until you get paid and then you can get your own room around. Like, for sure, that will do. Catch a bus, go there. Then it's the traveling to the mine and back in a month that wants money. Also because then as metallurgical engineers, you work in a concentrator within a mine, which is about on average 5 kilometers plus from the mine gate. So you get to the mine gate, you still need transport to the concentrator.
Yes.
So
and this is not arranged by the mine.
No, it's not. It's not. So you just need to go in there and hoping that somebody that knows that you're the new person that work with them and they have a car, then they can give you a lift from the mine gate. And then obviously then you start making friends and then they're like, oh, where do you live? No, I live in this site. Okay, I'll travel with you every day. Let me get you at this place. And that really helped. So yeah.
Relationships.
Yeah. Quite early on.
No, for sure. You have to, or else you'll suffer and you won't make it on time. And as an intern, just be on time, guys. Like everything else, just be on time. Just be on time. That's all.
Yeah, no, Chris. So I've known you for a while, but I didn't know what it took.
Yeah.
So and why didn't you give up?
You give up and go back to what?
What are the options?
You don't have options. You either do that and you soldier on.
Yeah.
But going back home was never an option. I grew up there. I never wanted to be there or be an adult that's just there. So I can't go back. Having nothing, never.
And what do you do with your first salary?
I gave it to my mom, all of it.
All of it,
all of it. I just had
another friend had to hire you for another month. You paid 1
month.
No,
obviously I paid rent and I bought food. I think.
Do you remember how much it was?
Yeah, it was 4,800.
Okay.
Yeah. And the remaining I gave it to my mom. which then she took it and bought me clothes with it and then brought the clothes to me.
That's beautiful.
Oh, close to go to work now. Now,
no,
you're a
like
student
you're
now.
working, you need to look like you're working.
Yeah.
The Nike accelerators. Like that was a proper, the first proper shoe that I
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I gave her the money and she went and bought those for me. I was like, no, you need to have this. You need to look like you're working now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now you are in the internship. How is it like? What are you struggling with in that role now?
So the first thing you're struggling with is having to realize that there's been metallurgists before you. Because remember, you come from university and like, hey, I'm qualified or I'm gonna qualify as an engineer.
Coming with
You
these
get
ideas.
there, there's elderly people that have been working in the mines for years. You think that you must tell them what to do, not realizing that you need them to succeed.
Yeah.
And all the senior metallurgists, the plant manager, it was like black women, you know? And that then acts as a motivation to say, look, I mean, if they're there, I have to do it.
Yeah.
But you think it's easy. It's not. Guys, I'm terrified of snakes, number one.
You.
Mines are in the bushes. That
Yeah.
means there's a whole lot of snakes.
And you're not allowed to kill them on
No,
the
you're
mine
not allowed
property.
to.
You're not allowed to kill snakes
you
on the
can't.
mine.
You can't.
You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
Why is it a conservation thing?
Yeah, they'll take you to a training how to become a snake catcher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like mess up the environment with your
can't.
mining and your pollution,
No.
but
Yeah.
leave the snakes alone.
Yeah.
which is crazy, right?
Yo,
Okay.
yeah, but I was happy that I got people that were willing to teach me, but also because I'd like to believe I had a learning, teachable spirit to
Okay.
say, teach me what I need to know in order for me to succeed. And it worked. And, you know, these people speak of big numbers and these big Excel sheets and there's presentations every week. And what are they talking about? Especially when you hear people talking about the stuff that you studied.
Yeah.
You've never really seen them before.
Yeah.
When they say the word, I'm like, I know what that word means. I can calculate it. But go in the actual industry, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Never.
Sure.
But yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned going in with people who have been there for a long time, you with your degree.
Yeah.
Because when you're there, you're not managing a metallurgy. People are not listening to your degree.
Yeah.
People are listening to you, and you now, like, how important are those people skills in mining? And do you think you can get far without them?
You're probably not going to get far without
What's
them.
your two cents?
They can get you fired easily because remember now your production report, your presentations rely heavily on the results that they feed you. So they can feed you wrong information. And if your boss goes and checks and finds out that things are not exactly what you're saying they are, so that means you're a liar and then you don't deserve to be there, then they can get you fired easily. So those skills are critical.
Yeah.
Like you need to be a human before your position in the mines. So that then you have people that are willing to work with you, that are willing to work for you, even in your absence, that they are willing to go above and beyond to ensure that you are fine because they know that you take care of them or you are just being respectful to them. And that's all they ask. Respect, not a lot.
Sure. And just another one, there's something that I took for granted. And it's that we mentioned metallurgy and we didn't say what it was. So what is it?
The study of minerals and metals.
Okay.
You know, people talk of platinum and gold and all that. We study the processing part of it. What does it entail? What processes do you go about? What do you put in all that? Yeah, so it's like the study of minerals and metals.
Okay.
So you study the minerals and metals.
Sorry. Yeah.
For what application? What I'm trying to understand is how broad is metallurgy in terms of its application? Once you study it, what are the different things that you can do with that information?
It's a lot. Literally everything that we do, it has metallurgy in it.
Okay.
From that laptop to our phones to our cars to everything, the rings, the watches. Without metallurgy, you would never have any of these things because it's basically the study of material science. So we study the science behind materials to say, for you to have an airplane that flies with so many people in it, what type of material do you need there? Because you obviously don't have something that's gonna, the wind is gonna make it crash or whatever the case. So it's like the study of material science. So hence everything that we do has a little bit of metallurgy in it, if not all of it. So yeah, it's beyond minerals and metals. So in South Africa, would obviously focus on that because we are the richest in the world, or we were, at least I think so.
In terms of the minerals that we have.
In the world, no other country had more minerals
Gold,
and metals than we do. All of it.
Okay.
So obviously they would focus on those processes, but you also do all the other things. You study all the other minerals and metals, but mostly material science. Because then it guides you to say, for you to have a car like a Golf 7, which is much faster than if you were to have a Ford Ranger as an example. These are the material you need to use when you cast whatever the part that you need so that it's lighter, but then it becomes faster. So it's just metallurgy.
Okay. And then its application in mining is what? It's how to extract the minerals in the most efficient way. What are we aiming for? Efficiency.
Yeah, efficiency, obviously. But good grade. So we speak of grades in the platinum industry to say the grade is this or the yield is this in other industries. So it's just processing to get as much as possible of that material and then separate it from the waste, or they would call it a gang.
That's another thing. You're the one that gets to decide how we are separating the platinum that's in this big lump.
Yes.
How do I extract the platinum from that?
Yes.
But the maximum amount of platinum.
Of it. All of it. Yeah. The maximum. And that's why I said the concentrator. So we work in a mine, but at a concentrator plant. So that's where then we do the separation and the processing of the ore that comes from the underground. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. And then how do you then learn the different properties of the different materials? Is there a lot of experimentation involved in metallurgy, or is it more theoretical? You calculate the mass of this object against
it's both.
Okay.
It's both. It's lab work and reference. Obviously, there's been a reference to say
someone has done it before.
A platinum group metals. You'll have platinum, palladium, ruthenium, this and this and this and that.
Okay.
But it's more lab and having to obviously go confirm that if we're saying we took out 93% of platinum from this 1 ton of ore, how do you then get to that 93? You send to analysis in the lab, they analyze and tell you these are the metals that you have, or whether this is working or this is not working. Because you can think you're processing the good product, meanwhile you're doing the opposite, depending on the quantities of the chemicals that you may be putting to do that actual extraction.
Okay. So it involves knowing what sort of effect each chemical will have on the different types of material.
Yeah.
So that interesting. And then is metallurgy also the study where we combine different types of metal? Like, I know there's something called niti or niti or something.
Nickel,
titanium.
Titanium,
You're the one that determines how much alloy of this goes in. Okay.
So like that MacBook, obviously it's an alloy of certain metals to make it look like what it is. I mean, you hear of the stainless steel, of the mild steel. It's just the different grades of steel depending on how, or during the manufacturing, on what is it that the customer wants. So you make it according to what the customer wants.
That's so interesting. It's like metals are in everything.
Everything.
Like you said.
Yeah, everything. But it's a shame now how new metallurgists qualifying now, they're struggling to get jobs.
Is it because there is no demand for the skill?
The industry just got saturated. So when we were in high school, they were
saying,
you must be a metallurgist,
Because if you actually heard, when he got into it, it was it was the only one that had space.
Space.
So I was like, damn it. So people didn't actually want to do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And also, you don't even know about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the first metallurgical engineer in the village.
Hey.
And I mean, I'm not that old, guys, you know. And also, even at that, there's still people that don't know about it even today.
Even now, yeah.
Yeah. But it just got saturated. And
Sure.
yeah, with mines closing, it becoming
Oh,
even much more
goodness.
difficult.
What other applications in South Africa can we use practically now?
Yeah.
What other jobs can a metallurgist get outside of the mining industry?
So any processing plants, any manufacturing, I mean, manufacturing now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
from mining.
moved. So
Okay.
any manufacturing or processing, anything that involves a process,
Mhm.
you require a metallurgist or a chemical engineer.
Okay. So even like, for instance, you see like a huge influx of engineers into like the financial services space.
Yeah, yes. That's where they're moving to.
Yes.
Most of the people that I know, they've actually ventured into banking.
Yeah.
They become not financial advisors,
Analysts. Yes.
financial analysts.
Yeah.
So what would you do in a bank? Like for a banking, yeah.
Because you're used to working with a whole lot of numbers and
Yeah.
running analysis and tests and
Yeah.
all that. So they become financial analysts.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
processes as well, I think.
Yeah, there's processes in the bank as well.
Okay.
So your current role you're in, what
Manufacturing.
manufacturing. And how do you leverage some of the skills that you got from mining in your current role?
It's very different, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's similar, but I think I have to give credit to the university that I studied because we do the entire. So metallurgy has a lot of fields inside metallurgy itself.
Okay.
So where I studied, we do all of them. So now when I switch from mining to manufacturing, then I can tap into the manufacturing part that I studied as well. Then leave out the other part that's required in the mine.
Okay. No, and then I'm guessing you are in a management role.
Yeah,
In the mining.
I
mean,
am actually.
in the
Yeah,
manufacturing.
I'm a senior manager,
Okay.
an executive actually.
Oh,
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And how difficult was it for you to let go of the technical side, going from doing your job 100% technical? Now there's managing people, doing budgets, attending meetings. How was that transition for you? I'm assuming you do all of that. Of
I
course.
do
Yeah.
all of that now.
Of course.
Yeah. So
you're
I.
telling me that you're higher and fire last time.
You're making it seem like it's a bad thing. So yeah, look, now I'm my own financial accountant.
Yes.
I'm my own maintenance manager. I'm my own HR specialist. I have to say that initially I was like, what the heck am I doing? Why did I had a nice job that I would knock off and not worry about anything. But the best part about it is I never really feel a day when I'm at work.
Okay.
And it's never like I'm gonna do this and then I know I'm done. No, it depends on what's happening. Like now it's month end. I was an accountant. You know, tomorrow if it's maintenance, then I'm a maintenance manager. So the learnings are exceptional. Like I'm able to have a proper conversation with a financial manager because I understand the finance part of it. I understand legislation in terms of the safety. I understand, the HR side. It's never ending learnings. And that for me was like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
As a bookworm.
Yeah.
Actually.
As a former bookworm.
Oh, former bookworm.
Former, you're done now.
Guys, school must end sometime. It must end.
School ends, but learning doesn't. Like,
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I continue learning.
Yeah.
But that
Formal
studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am guys. Yo.
But how do you then upskill then? Is it on the job training, like financial, your finances, your HR, your marketing?
You do
all these
courses.
things?
It's
Okay.
like instead of me going now to say I want to study financial accounting,
Yeah.
then I can do a 3 months, 6 months course on finance for non-financial managers,
Yep.
or then that obviously continues. It has to carry on. But the formal education of saying I'm gonna register for financial accounting, no, I already understand what
over
they
there.
do from that 3 months course.
Yes.
And because I interact with the accountants every now and then they teach me as we go along. And it's how the learnings gets carried
The
on.
job. Yeah.
And then, so with having to now manage, sorry about that. So how is your approach to leadership in your current role, and moving from, and how do you balance your technical expertise with your managerial responsibilities?
So more than often, a lot of managers make a mistake of not trusting your subordinates.
And they don't delegate.
I'm sorry, I will not do that. I'm not a specialist in everything. I'm only a specialist in process engineering from my metallurgical side. If it's maintenance that I don't know, I will go to somebody that's qualified and specialized in that and say, look, this is what we're facing. How do we go about it? And like, no, we must do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, sharp, let's do it. And if it doesn't work, okay, back to drawing board. What else can we do?
Yeah. So I remember reading something, and tell me what you think of it. They said people who can't delegate don't trust themselves. They don't trust that they've led people well enough for them to execute certain things without them. Or is it a matter of they only trust themselves too much?
It's a matter of not trusting yourself, honestly. One of the people that I really look up to once said to me that you must work yourself out of a job. It's what I work with. My team knows everything that I know. I don't hide anything. If we are paying Bonisile as a supplier 10,000 rand a month for 1, 2, and 3, my team knows it because we have costing meetings that they're the most integral part of the business. So as much as they understand, then they're able to make informed decisions to say, no, this we can actually do it ourselves. We don't have to pay this person. Then you save money on it, and then you see it in terms of the profits. So we are.
No.
Great. I want to take us back into metallurgy industry in South Africa. Ne?
Yeah.
How do we stay up to date with the latest developments and trends? Is there like a forum or what is that thing? A professional body?
Yeah,
there
is.
Okay.
There is.
And you guys have meetings and stuff, conferences.
There is still conferences, but more on the university side. Like if you are on the academic,
like people that write articles.
Then you do your masters and your doctoral. There is conferences. Obviously, there is yearly seminars. But yeah, it's you're gonna really need to be an academic for that. Like me, guys, I still, obviously my goal is to change my title to become a DR, but now on my own pace.
What's it?
Yeah.
Doctor.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard anyone say it like that.
DR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do a doctorate, a PhD?
I just
metallurgy.
want to change that Mr. to doctor.
Yeah.
But now on my own pace.
Yeah.
Then it was, look, you need to put food on the table. You need to go work. You need to go do certain things.
Motivations have changed.
Yeah. Know, now it's like, yes, I will get there, but there's life as well. Can I live and while I do that? Because then I chase all of that, and then, have you ever heard of people saying, no, you're overqualified for this?
Yes.
I don't want to be stuck in that. No.
I think when people say you are overqualified, in my mind, I'm hearing you don't have enough practical knowledge. You have theoretical knowledge. Because it means you studied this thing, but you're not because studying, in my mind, and I've come to understand this recently, studying and getting the degree only means now you can go learn.
Yes.
Now you are qualified to go learn. You've mastered the basic concepts, the basic terms. Now go actually learn what this thing is like in real life.
No, for sure. You
So
have it
that's what I hear when I hear someone like you're applying for a job and they're like, yo, you have a master's, you have a what, you're overqualified. It means you don't have enough practical experience.
But remember now, people in senior positions currently, they've qualified back in the days.
Yes.
Now, if I'm your senior and I have a national diploma because I've qualified 15 years back, you are coming in as my subordinate and you have a master's degree. You understand? Some people that are not so sure of themselves, they will like, this one, he's going to be a problem in my life. Exactly. You know, what else? Then there's people like us that will say, I want you with
This
your
is the
masters.
person that you want, yeah.
Because then you get to challenge me, then I get to grow.
Okay, you get to learn.
Yeah, for sure. If you take my job, that means I can only go higher. I can't go down.
You can't go down.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how you actually stay up to date. You hire
higher
than
guys.
Student.
My current boss will tell you, go hire people that are much smarter than you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will not hesitate to hire anybody that's smarter than me.
Yeah.
Never. I'll do it within a blink of an eye.
Because they balance out your practical experience with their latest learning. What is the thinking behind that?
Also, they challenge the norms. You know, you can be doing the same thing for 10 years thinking you're doing it right.
Yeah.
And somebody comes and say, no, actually, this is not right.
This?
Like, what do you mean? Like, no, if you do it this, it becomes better. And you need those different people that are smarter than you. Because then their thinking level, it's much more higher than yours.
Tell me, I had a recent interaction with a colleague of mine, right? We were having a meeting at work, and then there was a certain way that they expected the meeting to go. They wanted us to get to a certain point. But because the senior at the time needed to, in her mind, this was supposed to be a 3-hour meeting where we did work, right? The senior had to go to another meeting. So in his mind, he was like, I'm cutting this. You guys will talk outside of the meeting and then, you'll sort it out.
Yeah.
In her mind, she had a better approach to achieving what we wanted to achieve as a team. But because she felt like, no, but the leader has spoken, I can't speak above what the leader has said.
Yeah.
So my question is, the long way of asking my question, how do you hire for such, what do you look for in the interview to find, because someone might be smart, but smart alone is not enough, because you can be smart and then keep quiet in the meeting.
But
how do you then make sure when I hire this person is not only smart, but they'll be able to speak out when it's time for them to speak out? What do you look for?
You empower them. That's what you do internally. You hire for the brain.
It doesn't start at the hiring.
No.
Once you know this person is smart,
yes,
you give them the platform for them to be able to speak
out. You
out.
empower them, you support them, and that's all. Then they will tell you that, no, I think you're wrong. And these are my reasons for saying you're wrong. It becomes a conversation. You become a leader and not a boss. Then it works.
So you solicit opinions, opinions from them. What do you think of this? I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts? Whatever. You do that. Those are the practical steps now.
Giving people the freedom at work is the most important thing. I don't care who you are, how smart you think you are, or how much of a millionaire you are. If people that are working for you, they're afraid of you, your business will never grow. You'll never grow as a person. People need freedom to say, I want to go do 1, 2, and 3. Or I'm not afraid to say, hey, Bonnie, I think we must do 1, 2, and 3 because I understand that this person is going to support me or want to hear my views. And if he thinks it's right, then we're going to do it. And that's exactly how businesses grow, and others don't grow because people just go to work because they're employed. We spend most of our time at work. At least you need to enjoy it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And I can actually agree with you on that one, because if you have built a team that is only kept at what people can agree with you on, then you are never really getting the full experience of having a team, the full brain power of that, And what do you think makes bosses like that And have you ever come across it, come across it as a subordinate? And how did you tackle that, if you have?
Yeah, I have, experienced it where you want to say something, but you're scared.
Yeah.
But in most cases, that happens because as a new employee, you come in and you hear people saying, yo, you can't tell Bonisile anything.
So
That's
even
what-
before
Before
meet.
you even get to experience Bonisile's side,
Yeah.
already you have that thing that's implanted in your mind to say, when he speaks, even though he's wrong, I can't tell him he's wrong. And half the time it's not the case, eh?
Really?
For people that I've experienced, that I've worked with, it was never the case. You get to actually see that, well, this is not what I've heard about you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I won't tell you, but then I become free. I'm a big believer of having to experience you for who you are. If people are saying, yeah, this one, hey, they do 1, 2, and 3, I want to experience it for me to say, yeah, actually. But I'll tell you, that's the thing about me. Our parents couldn't express how they felt at work, whether they liked it or not, they'll just do it. Me, I'll tell you that I don't like 1, 2, and 3, or this is how 1, 2, and 3 makes me feel.
Yeah.
What you do with it is up to you, but you would know my truth from my side.
Yeah, I call that the Capitec ATM syndrome, where there's 3 ATMs, then one stops working for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But after some time, no one is using it.
Yeah.
And the queue is long.
Yes.
And that ATM works fine until someone is brave enough to go there and use it and show everyone that, it's not broken. And in these demanding roles of yours, Chris, I don't know, it just seems like you don't want to have it easy. But how do you maintain a work-life balance? And is there such a thing?
I don't think I'm a person that's qualified to say there is a work-life balance.
Because we're 9 to life.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Look, you make it.
Okay.
I make my work-life balance.
Okay.
I make it make sense to me.
Yeah.
The next person will obviously won't understand it. But to me, it makes sense.
Okay.
I balance it out exactly how I do it. I know that at least in 2 months, I need to take a shot left nyana, even if it's going to the Val or going to Johannesburg in a park or whatever. But I need to do that, and that fuels me. So that is my type of work-life balance, because it has different meanings depending on what is it that works for you as well.
Yeah.
Other people can say, if I knock off at 4 and I spend time with my family, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Some of us can say, well, let me work for the whole month and give me that 4 days off that I can, go to Pretoria Zoo and be happy.
Okay. And but your role, how demanding is it? Your current one as as a senior manager in a factory.
Extremely demanding. Like extremely, extremely demanding. Like you do everything, like I said.
Yeah.
From the HR, the finance, the maintenance, the production manager, becoming a factory manager. Like it's a lot. I'm the first person to arrive at work. I'm the last person to leave.
Oh,
So that's how demanding it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
You are a captain.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And then, is there a type of person that is better suited for a role, either the role that you occupy or just in metallurgy as an industry? Or is there room for diversity of personality types, for instance? Is it more extroverted driven, or can introverts also thrive to the same extent, same level? They don't lose anything. How does it work?
It's diversified. Ultimately, it comes down to the type of a person that you are. What is it that fuels you? What is it that pushes you to win more? Or how you gonna, because we can do the same thing, be appointed in the same roles, but will execute different roles or responsibilities differently to achieve to even the same results, or yours might even be better than mine. But it's the type of a person that you are. Like I said, if you have a team that's willing to do anything and everything for you, then you will not fail.
I see. And given what you said earlier about how new metallurgists are struggling to find jobs, would you advise anyone to go into it?
No.
No. That answer was
Yeah, no, that was quick.
That was so quick.
That was quick.
Okay, why?
Guys, studying metallurgy is hard.
Of course.
Like,
But it's rewarding as well. From what we've heard, the conversation, I think what I've taken from this conversation is that you really enjoy what you're doing.
well, I
Rewarding
do.
to you, yeah.
I do, for sure. For me, it is.
Yeah.
But also, it takes years to
Yeah.
get to that rewarding state.
does.
Like years.
Mm.
Guys, I would never. Metallurgy is the hardest course ever. It's very hard. Extremely hard. And then you're going to struggle getting the benefits already. Like, you'll start in as a process controller, having your national diploma, because nobody cares about your national diploma anymore. No, I would never.
Sure.
No ways.
So who are you transferring these skills to now when it's your time to pass on the baton?
Me.
Yeah.
Everybody that I work with.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody.
Or you're
like I said,
continuously doing it even now. Yeah.
They know what I know, and there's no hiding about it. If also I don't know things, I go and ask people and say, hey, how do we go about 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
And luckily for me, 40% of my best friends happen to be metallurgists as well.
Oh, wow.
So we bounce ideas off each
Yeah.
other. So, yeah.
Okay, great.
And who has been that person for you, that mentor or someone, and what is the most valuable lesson or takeaway that you've gotten from them?
Yeah.
Either career-wise or in varsity or wherever.
There's a few, but the person that comes to mind is Mr. Teboho Mkwebo.
Okay.
That man believed in me, like, when he didn't have to. Like, I remember when I was still doing the Podco travels to university, he had bought a new Samsung tablet and he gave me his phone. And he had siblings.
What was he to you? Like, was your lecturer?
No, he is somebody, we're from the same village. We're not related at all. But I also can't tell what is it that, like pushed him to become that mentor for me. Like to such an extent that now when I talk about him, I tell people, guys, this is my godfather. Because I can call him at any time, wanting anything. For sure, I know he's going to help me. Like I've had my first phone, the sliding phone. It was a very nice Samsung.
V260.
No,
there was the slide.
the sliding.
What year was
T500.
this?
This was in 2011. It was in 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Oh, 2011. Yeah, E250 is what I wanted to say.
yeah.
Sorry.
It was 2011. It was not E250. It was this nice Samsung. It looks like it has like stainless steel on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that one. I really loved it. He gave me that phone when he didn't have to. His siblings didn't have that phone. So, yeah, no, that man.
The siblings watching this right now.
Hey, they like this one. No, but that man has literally like been there for me right through and through. And like even today, I was talking to him actually yesterday, and he still said, "Hey, don't worry, I'll help you with 1, 2, and 3 because I needed certain things." So yeah.
Shout out to Teboho Mkwebo. Yeah, shout out to him. Okay, I think you have another question before we get to the part.
So, no. We're good. Yeah.
Okay.
So, we get to...
I'm thinking, what part is it? What part is this?
The part that shows us who doesn't watch our podcast.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is where we discover.
Oh, but I don't watch, I listen.
Yeah, either way.
We are everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just saying that I listen.
You listen?
Yes,
Okay,
on the... Yeah.
We've had good guests recently. Eh?
Yeah,
I do. I
Okay.
listen.
So we're on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I listen to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Chris, in your life, your very short life, what has been your biggest win? Like your biggest flex moment, your proudest moment?
Having no, I don't even think that. Yo, that's a lot, hey. Just being alive for me, it is that biggest
It's a
win
win
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been through things, and me being here, it's, some would say it's still a miracle, and that's why that for me is the biggest flex ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you make it through? You don't have to get into the detail of what those things are if you're not comfortable. But what kept you going and made sure that you are still here today?
My family, they
Okay.
literally supported me through. Look,
Beautiful.
it's not that I don't want to talk about it,
Yeah.
but I was in a horrifying accident.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't.
Jeez.
But they're like, hey, you need to go see a psychologist. We'll take you to the physio. And that's why I say being alive for me is the biggest flex ever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that context was important because it helps sort of
Yeah.
frame why
No,
this is
for
such
sure.
a big thing. Yeah.
For sure. Because
Beautiful.
if it wasn't because of that professional help, guys, I would have never survived, eh? Like, yes, I got out of a hospital and all that, but mentally, I
Yeah.
would have never survived. Like, never, ever, ever.
Jeez.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Next question is, what was now the flip side of that? What was your biggest L in your life and career? And from that, what was the biggest lesson or takeaway?
Going to Belgium
Okay.
for a job, then got drunk the night before the final interview. Got to the interview, hangovered as hell.
Yo.
Woke up late from the hotel, obviously. Didn't shower. I was just a mess. That for me was like,
Yeesh.
and when they said to me that you didn't get the job, I was like, I deserve not getting the job.
So they flew you out for the interview.
Yeah, it was this company that I was working for. They're like, no, you're looking for somebody in Belgium. Are you interested? I was like, yeah. Like, oh, okay, you already work for us. Come through. I was there for a week, show you where you're going to work and how the plants work and this and this and that. And the day before the final interview, went out and got sloshed. Yeah. Extremely sloshed.
Extremely.
Extremely.
Why?
Guys,
what were you celebrating?
I'm never late.
Being in Belgium.
Being in Belgium.
Belgium.
So in your mind, you already had it, or what? The job.
In my mind, I was like, I've already had the job.
Hey.
I mean, I've never failed at anything, you know?
Yeah.
And
Because you were sober.
hey, Bonnie, yo. Guys, that was like terrible.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm never late for anything. Number one.
Yes. You
So
did
me-
think about the importance of punctuality. Yeah.
Me waking up in that hotel late,
Yeah.
I knew that this, like,
It's a bad omen.
yeah,
You're
never
gonna see
again.
flames.
You can't even lie and say taxi strike
No,
or the pad coppers
No.
broke down. Yeah.
yo, no,
Sure.
yeah.
All right.
Crazy story. Okay.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. We ask these questions because the responses that we get are always so interesting. Sometimes there's similarity, sometimes they are vastly different.
Yeah.
But it's always fun to ask these questions.
This is a first.
Right? This is
I'm not proud of that.
yeah, but I mean, you know, it's contributed. Now it's strengthened your resolve to say, I'm never late.
No, for sure.
You see, so
for sure.
it's part of the journey. Last question is, if you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing?
I would be in radio.
Okay.
I was doing radio. I had a radio. I was having a show at Peli FM.
Okay.
When
Penny
I joined,
Akashvi.
yes, when I joined my current company now,
Yeah.
I had to leave because then it's long hours and all
Oh, yeah.
that. So that's why I had to leave. I had a Friday and Saturday slot.
Okay.
Wow. And what was it a themed show or just a variety show?
It was the party time show, you know, Friday evening and Saturday evening. It was a groove show. But it was amazing. I mean, I had guest DJs every hour on the show, mixes.
Jeez.
It was amazing. I loved it. Actually love radio more than anything.
Wow.
I just can't pursue it now obviously,
yes, okay.
because
that's important, yes.
you know, you're gonna need to be the biggest person in South Africa to make a living out of that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I love radio so much.
Start a podcast.
It's not the same.
True.
It's not the same.
It's not.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
And doesn't have that immediate feedback.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like that live
Yes.
feel. I think it also like has an edge as well. I think to know I can't mess up here.
No, you can't.
You know?
You can't. Like you can't say, guys, cut. Let's edit. No, what you say goes.
Yeah.
I
it's out
loved
there. People get it.
that rush. It took me 2 years to recover from losing that radio gig.
Wow.
Like, I suffered.
Then it means you need to go back then.
Obviously, I'm planning to in the future.
Yes.
But now I just don't have time.
Not
for
now,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That was quite a turn at the end because we were talking about metallurgy, manufacturing, and then radio.
And then what do you do in entertainment
The thing
currently?
I MC
Okay.
functions, I host. I've got a few friends that are in the industry, so I get to spend time with them and get to live that little bit of my entertainment side. Yeah, but I love radio.
Okay.
I love it. So
Yeah, no, your face changed.
Oh, I
you can
love
tell.
it.
Because in the interview, we were very convinced that he loves his current career.
Yeah.
But there's space for
It's
radio.
even
Like,
better.
when you're talking about radio, it's even
see.
better.
I had
Yeah.
to learn to love metallurgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because not even what you wanted.
It's not even first choice.
Yeah.
Not even second
No,
choice.
but I mean,
'Cause chemical
imagine
is
now
second.
growing up in the village and then you tell your parents, I want to be in radio.
Forget it.
You know, like
In
never.
fact, I think we need to get someone from radio so that they can talk about that. Like these not so traditional jobs, but like, a couple of years before what? Because now the unconventional jobs are like digital creator.
Oh, yes, yes.
But about 10, 15 years ago, the unconventional jobs were like actor, radio,
How do you
musician.
start that conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, with my situation where I grew up,
Yeah.
how was I going to say, grandmother,
Yeah.
me, I want to be in radio?
Yeah.
How?
But, wasn't there a community radio station where you were at?
No.
Oh, there
It's in
wasn't.
the
Okay, that's
villages.
why.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing you grew up listening to that side, it's Tobela FM and Mungana Lonene because Tsonga at home. So
Okay. Oh, yeah. Because I think some people in like your rural SA at least have community radio stations. So their
Yes.
parents at least are familiar with someone that
Yes.
does radio as a job. I think it'll be a bit of an easier conversation there.
no, for sure. Easily.
Okay.
I must try someone who's been in the game. Maybe DJ Spoo.
DJ Spoon.
Yeah.
Plus, he's been in many games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just the radio games,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's been an artist.
Yes.
And he was studying, and he left. Yeah, actually, you are right. We must DJ
Yeah,
Spoon,
yeah.
if you are watching.
Buddha, come through, brother. Come through.
No, man. Chris, it was lovely
Yeah, it was
having
great.
you
It was
here.
great conversation.
Thank you.
Sharing your life journey with us.
Mm.
And yeah.
Laughing
And
'cause I
telling the
didn't
kids
wanna
to stay
come.
away. You didn't want to come?
No, not that I didn't want to come. I think I was scared.
Listen,
I don't want to lie. Because, like, what if they ask me something that I can't answer?
then you think
People
you
are
can
recording.
answer.
You, there's people are recording. I'm like, and they start there, they ask me, like, yo, guys, I can't answer this thing.
And-
What's this?
So you're talking about the manager, then the manager. Was the manager or were you managing fear?
No. I am for sure, but it's like, before you come, you give it a lot of thought because you get a call like, hey, come through. I'm like, yes, I'm coming. The
Yeah.
excitement.
Yeah.
And then you
that's
start and it
reality.
sinks in.
Woo.
And then because I listen to your podcast
Yeah.
as I drive. I'm like, they seem chilled. So
Yeah.
I should be
Yeah.
fine. I should be
It's true. We
scared.
are chilled, guys. We're very chilled.
Extremely. It's nice being here.
This is the what do we call it? This is the podcast you do when you don't want to do podcasts. That's what
Farah gave us,
called that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys are like, I would never have done this if it wasn't you guys.
There we go.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you, Chris. And also for telling the kids to stay away from metallurgy.
Important. Very important.
Yeah. So it was very educational. I don't think there are a lot of conversations about metallurgy out there. Any,
Especially in South Africa.
yeah,
Like,
especially here. Yeah. Any final words, Lesego?
No, guys, thank you once again for tuning in. Remember to leave your suggestions of who to have next in the comment section. Tell us what you liked, suggestions, what you liked about the episode, our guests, and we've got a big announcement coming soon. Very, very big. You guys stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll announce it in the next coming weeks.
Yeah. So this was the announcement of the announcement.
Of the announcement.
You got it. Thank you for watching another episode of 9 to Life. We really appreciate you, and we're building you a directory of careers.
Yep.
If you can't watch, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Amazon Music, we are on Spotify, we are on Google Podcast as well. So just put us in your ear and live your life. Until we meet again, it's 9 to Life.
Killing the game.
We are killing. We are killing the game. We are killing the
That was a great
game.
episode.